So what you're saying is this relationship didn't work out. So you hop into another relationship real fast to fill the void. So you really believe that stupid phraseology that one woman leave, hurry up and get another
So,
one.
man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
What's going
out.
on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS, the podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS, the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. I like comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you, it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. What's up, family? You guys are so amazing. I got to jump right into this thing. What's crazy is, and I get it, it's human nature. When you get out of one relationship, most people, watch this, they jump into another relationship real fast. Instead of going through the process of saying, listen, I got to heal. I got to get me together and I got to figure out why we broke up, or am I the reason why we broke up? I need to figure some stuff out. So the damaging part is many people hop into another relationship after one failed relationship, right? And I heard this all the time, because when I went through my first divorce, I heard somebody told me this. Somebody close to me told me this. Oh, I'd have been to find me another woman by now. Like and it's crazy, because this is why many people go through perpetual on a consistent basis, relationship after relationship. They're perpetual breakups, right? What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job, you lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you started a business and the business started off great, and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. It happens every single year. Why? Because you didn't do the work necessary to figure out, what is it about me that's making me get, like, for real, let's really be honest. Many of you can get a relationship fast. You can get a relationship and hold a young lady's or a young guy's attention for a minute. But the longevity of the relationship, you fail at, you suck at. What is it about you that's like, you're good for a good 4 years. Some of y'all are really good for a strong 6 months to a year or a year, right? But then after that, that's when things get rocky. The things shift. They be like, yo, you're not my type. Like, I made a bad decision. Find out. Because I hate this, right? I got a dialogue with y'all real fast. I hate it when people say it was their fault why we broke up. No. It was both of y'all fault. Just like my first divorce. It wasn't just totally her fault. Yeah, I got cheated on, but what made her go to the extent to feel like she had to cheat, right? I was at a place back then, I wasn't mature enough, right? Because, and I'm going to tell you this, let me just drop this in your spirit. You can have a great example of a good relationship, You can try to follow the model of your dad, of your uncle, of your granddad, whatever, whatever model. But this is what you have to take into consideration. Every generation is different, right? Because what worked for my grandmother generation won't work for my generation. What worked for my mom and dad generation won't work for my generation. What worked for my generation won't work for my kids' generation. Now, the foundation and the fundamentals will remain the same. I get it. I understand. Take notes, right? I mean, I tell people this all the time. Take notes from somebody else that has done what you're trying to do in a successful manner. Take notes. However, your journey is going to look totally different from theirs because every generation is different. Every generation of woman is different. Every generation of woman, man, children is going to be totally different. So I can't operate in the same vein. And I was immature back then. All I saw was, old school ways, right? Some of the old school ways really help. And I still utilize some of the old school ways now. Opening doors, chivalry, like if I'm in a group or I'm in a room and all the seats are taken and a woman walks in, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting up. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Period. That's just how it is, right? But many of you don't do the work necessary to be like, hey, I need to fix this, right? I need to work on this. I need y'all to really horn in on that thing. Stop hopping into another. I'm going to give you 3 keys, right, that I believe that you should follow, right? I'm going to tell y'all right now, 3 things or 3 keys, 3 principles that you need to implement after you get out of a relationship, right? And before you get into another relationship, I need you to implement these 3 keys. Like really look at this thing to say, hey, watch this. What can I do better to make my next relationship thrive? Not survive. I needed to thrive. I don't want you to survive. I can make a relationship survive, right? Have a little money, treat her right. Hey, the relationship can survive. But I don't want a relationship to survive. I want it to thrive. Like I want us to feed each other, not physically, but I want us to feed each other spiritually. I want us to feed each other mentally. I want us to feed each other to the degree where we can push each other to our destinies. That's what I need to do. So in order for me to make that happen, I need to figure out what is it about me that I need to champion and I need to be better in. Many of you don't want to look at the man or the woman in the mirror. It's just like, listen, I got to fix some stuff. No, it's not you. It's me. Like, I mean, I get it. You have your issues. You got to deal with your issues. But as for me, I know that I need to work on my credit. I know I need to work on my finances. I know I need to work on my attitude. I know I need to work on my temper. I know I need to work on my hygiene. Like whatever it is about you, like really figure that thing out. Stop being so prideful. Many of you, relationships cannot work for you because you're so prideful. Because you feel in the relationship or when you get out of a relationship, you really believe this. Ain't nothing wrong with me. And it's crazy because 5 relationships says otherwise. My mom always told me when I was growing up, she said, if one person saying something about you, it could be a lie. Possibly it might be a lie. 2 people saying about you, I don't know. It may not be a lie. It may be a lie. Two people may just don't like you. Three people say something about you. Now we need to do some investigation. It could be false. It could be true, but we need to do some investigation. But she said when 4 and 5 people are saying the same identical thing about you, you need to pause and look at you and say, maybe it is me. Because 5 people can't be lying on you. 5 people can't be lying about you. And 5 people saying the exact same identical thing can't be lying to you. So it's crazy because many of y'all don't want to do the work. And it's crazy because when you really think about it, even from entrepreneurship or even from being a millionaire, many people don't want to put the work required to get to that level. Like if I did a survey right now and say, listen, how many of y'all want to be a millionaire? How many of y'all want me to give you $100,000 cash right now? Everybody will say yes. Everybody and their mama will be like, yo, yes. Some people will get deep and say, what are there any strings attached? Right? But if I said this, you had to do X, Y, Z to get this $100,000. Many of you will attempt to do it. Many of you will do it. And many of you will be like, nah, that's too much. A big percentage of people like, nah, that's too much. I ain't finna do all that. I thought you was just going to give it to me. And I've learned this along the way. Nothing in this journey and nothing in this life is free. Right? I thought you was going to give it to me. Well, you thought wrong. Right? Many of you don't want to do the work. I need you to be ready, right? And geared up to do the work. Do the work necessary because I don't want you to get into another relationship and you haven't done the work. And now the new relationship that you're in, you damage this person too. And suppose they already did the work. Right? Now you have them backtracking, thinking like, dang, did I really do a complete thorough work? Like maybe, let me sit down for a year from dating. And many of you are too selfish. I'm going to put that out there. Many of you are too selfish to be like, yo, you know what? Yo, I'm going to fall back for a year. No dating, no sex. Let me get my mind, spirit, and my holistic self together. Right? Many of you know the right information, but you don't apply the right information. Listen, that's a bar. That's a big one. Many of you know the right information as far as relationship. You know how you're supposed to do, but you just don't do it. Some of you know what it requires, but you're not willing to do what it requires. I ask people this all the time that work at fast food restaurants. I said, man, suppose they want you to be a manager tomorrow. Because I can make a call and I just joke with them, just see where their head is at, just to have a conversation. I've got a podcast. That's what I do. I ask questions, right? So I asked this one particular person. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. They gave me the same answer. I asked many people like, yo, would you be a manager? Oh, they tried to give me the management position, but it's just too much work. I take the money though. Many of you would take the money, but don't want to take the responsibility that comes along with it. I need you. That's the first principle right there. Take accountability for your own actions. Bar. That's enough for y'all to share right there. Like, I need you to take accountability for your own actions. Many of you don't take accountability. Right? I told you I had 3. That's the first one. Take accountability for your own actions. Take accountability for it. Like, you got to understand, yeah, you know, I'm a butthole. Yeah, I get it. I'm aggravated. That's why my relationship didn't work, because I nitpick about little stuff. There. I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of y'all in relationships don't know how to pick your battles. I might do a whole that can be a whole episode with a conversation with somebody else. Many people don't know how to pick their battles. Too many of y'all are fighting battles. Like, for a prime example, you're in a relationship and you start fighting and just picking about the bones that somebody left in the bag. Why did you put them in another bag so we can give them to a dog? I mean, it's like pick your battles. Let me go. That was kind of stupid, but let me go to something for real. Money wise, many of you don't know how to pick. Like, let's really be honest. Many of you don't know how to pick your battles as it pertains to money, right? So your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend spends $20 over the budget. Now you cram it down their throat about $20. Pick your battles, right? That could be a moment where you could just sit down and talk to them. Like, listen, baby, let's redo some stuff, right? Because that $20 could have went here, right? Especially if you penny pinching. Like, if you don't have it like that, and they just frivolously spent $20, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, however much, just to buy a bag, just to buy some shoes. Even the fellas, you buy some shoes and some clothes or some weed, right? Many of you don't know how to pick the right battles to really go in on. Many of you are going in on minute issues that's like, yo, we can overlook this one this time, right? And that's another thing too, before we move on. Learn how to overlook something. Learn how to throw your hands up like, it is what it is. It's cool. It's cool in the game, right? Like, learn how to pick some battles, and some battles you need to go into war with, and some battles you just like, listen, it's not worth it. Learn to pick your battles. So the first principle that I talked about was, we got to learn how to hold yourself accountable. Learn how to hold yourself accountable. The second principle, and I think that this is the best principle out of all three principles: don't move too fast. Hold yourself accountable, but don't move too fast. And the don't move too fast is a big one, because many people, and I get it, you want to be in a relationship, you want to be married. Listen, I heard somebody recently, we were talking, and she was like, he all right. And she was just, casually talking. She had it on speakerphone. She's like, he all right, but it's just my biological clock is ticking, and, he's a good guy, and, I'm ready to have some kids. Why are you moving too fast? I understand. Trust me. I totally understand. You don't mind adopting, but it's a major difference in your eyes from having your baby physically or adopting. But it's crazy, because when I think about people moving too fast, I think about accidents, right? Here in DC, you see accidents left and right, right? Like, people get in accidents left and right. Why? Because they moving too fast. When you move too fast and it's not a good move and it's not a chess move, it's like a checkers type move, like you're bound to get in an accident, right? First one was hold yourself accountable. The second one is don't move too fast. Stop being so quick to try to have sex with this person. Learn this. And it kills me, because so many relationships, especially when you're rebounding, you get with somebody else and you're trying to hurry up and have sex because you think that you're releasing some type of frustration, or you're trying to get to a better place and feel better because of, the breakup. You don't. All you do is just give yourself a greater chance of catching the STD. I talked to this woman, and it's bananas. She said that she was dating, she was with her guy, and she had got pregnant. And, they were still sexually active, but she knew he was out there, but she was like, yo, that's my guy. So he got chlamydia, right? Some type of STD. It may have been chlamydia, but some type of STD. And I think that she wasn't ready to have the baby. Like, she wasn't finished, like the months weren't up. I think she was at month 7 or something like that, 8. And they had to do emergency C-section. They had to get the baby out, because had they not gotten the baby out, the baby could have been blind, or the baby could have died because of the disease that he gave her. So that's what happens. Like when you don't sit back and process some things and you just move too fast, you'll find yourself in situations that can alter the rest of your life. When you listen, I'm gonna say this: when you move too fast, it can alter the rest of your life in a negative way. Stop moving so fast. Why are you listen? I'm gonna tell you this, and I get it. We can speak, those that are married can speak from a way, from an angle to a person that's single. Like, yo, why are you in a rush to get married? What is the reason for you to be in such a rush to get married? Let me know. I need to know something. Holler at your boy right now. I mean, like, what's up? Like, why are you rushing this thing? Why are you rushing this thing to have children? Right? Your life is going to change when you have children. Your life is going to change while your girl is pregnant, because things that you were doing before is going to be limited to the 20th power. It's going to be limited. There are certain things that she can't do because she's pregnant, right? I mean, you ain't going, if she's too far along, you ain't going on no cruises. If she's too far, and shucks, if she's pregnant, period, you ain't getting on no roller coaster rides. Your life gets altered. So that's the second principle. Second principle is, don't move too fast. Just take the time to observe some stuff, to figure some things out. Stop moving too fast, because you may discover, once you look at this person and you just observe them, you may figure out that this is not the right person for me. Last but not least, here it is. This is my third principle. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great, and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. I want to tell y'all, right? And the not moving too fast was one of my tops, right? I just got to be honest. That was one of my tops. But my top is discover your purpose before you start backdating. That's a big one. And the reason I say that, because many of you guys break up, yeah, right? Women and men alike. You break up and you try to find somebody to fill that void because you may have spent so much time with this person. Now, this is the thing. The reason I say discover your purpose, the main reason I say that is because when you get in a relationship and you haven't discovered your purpose, when you do discover your purpose, being with this person, they're going to look at you like you're a totally new person. Because it's impossible for you to discover your purpose and your likes and your desires stay the same. It's impossible. Impossible. Like you may, listen, I know some entrepreneurs that used to love to hang out and drink and, just party all weekend and all night. But now they're like, yo, I can't afford to do that. Right? I mean, we can hang out, we can do our thing, but I can't afford to do that. Why? Because I'm on a totally different mission. Like this mission that I'm on, if I don't stay focused, I can lose everything. So that's a big one. Discover your purpose. Discover your reason for being born. Discover why God allowed you to be on this earth. And the biggest portion of that, when you discover your purpose and you start chasing your purpose, number one of my whole my 3 points, it's gonna be easy. It'd be easy for you to hold yourself accountable because you know that every move has to be strategic. And not only, it's crazy because how that last principle ties all the principles together, right? So by you knowing your purpose, You are going to hold yourself accountable because you know your purpose and you want to thrive in your purpose. You want to go to the next level in your purpose. So while you're holding yourself accountable, like, listen, I got to get better in certain areas. What areas am I weak in? You'll find that out. But not only will you hold yourself accountable, you won't move so fast because you understand this. Knowing your purpose, you know that it's not everybody that discovers their purpose and they blow up overnight. Most people that blow up in your face overnight is because they have been grinding behind the scenes, or they've been grinding right in front of your face and you just never paid attention to this person. And now you're like, dang, they just blew up. No. I've been working at this for years. Just like when people come to me now, I'm like, yo, the podcast is dope, man. You doing some dope stuff. You just started. No. I've been doing this thing for years. I just took the sauce that I had January 19th of 2022 and started really working. And all the sauce and all the knowledge that I had, it started to work. It started to come together, right? So, I mean, those are my 3 principles. You know, I'm done. I hope that you don't hop out of a relationship and just try to rebound from a broken heart, trying to get into another relationship, because you try to get into another relationship, it won't work. You can't rebound with a broken heart into another relationship. You can't. I need you to, 1, hold yourself accountable. Number 2, not only hold yourself accountable, I need for you to take things slow. Not only do I need you to hold yourself accountable and take things slow, the 3rd one, the last one, is figure out your purpose. Figure out why you were born. And with those 3 principles, I promise you, you will not try to rebound with a broken heart. I promise you. Like, you will get to that next level. Listen, family, I love you guys to life. Don't rebound with a broken heart. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.